Greetings, everyone. Let me say peace, love, light, honors to you all, honor to everyone that is watching, to everyone that's joining. I say welcome to you all, and may all be well with you, your loved ones, and may you all just be in good health. Um, I want to do a recap on the VAERS system for the CDC and add on some more things to make some connections because this whole thing is about making connections and clarity of to why things are happening the way they're happening uh, in today's society, right? So I just want to add on some more onto it and make it a little bit more cleaner and more put together for you guys, right? I said a lot of stuff in the last video about corporation, about this being a corporation. So I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to show it to you. Okay. And that's going to be that. Before we get started, let me just make sure everything is all put together before we get started. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. This is good. Let's see. All right. Let me pull up one more thing before we get into this. Give me 1 second, y'all. I think this is going to be key. Okay. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second, guys. All right. 1 second. Mm-hmm. Make sure that I have this pulled up. Because when I drop this again, even though I put this out there before, there's no excuses. There's no excuses. Okay. Because we have to understand that everything that is happening is for corporate gain and for the subsidiaries of each corporation, right? For the corporation, for all the subsidiaries. One second. Turn that on. Look on the phone, please. All right. Now let's get to the first screen, which is we're going to go on the CDC page and we're going to get this one out the way first. I'm about to hit the screen share. It's a lot that we're about to go through. Sure. So we're going to start back with this, with the VAERS system. Okay. Let me just say welcome to everyone that's here. Sister Mina Abdullah, thank you, sis. Brother David Corey, Sister Liz Robertson, Brother Corey Sly, Sister Yolanda Sanders, Star Vision Omni, Brother Alex Anthorn Warmington. Honor to you all. All right, so again, I'm going to give you guys a link to this here. This is the request page of the CDC website that you go on when you want to find like the results for vaccines and pretty much anything, really. Now, they only give you part. It's only part of what you're looking for that you get on here. In order to get the full amount, you're going to have to put in what is called a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act request with the CDC and pretty much all these mega corporations. And they're supposed to, by law, they're supposed to give you what you asked for when it comes to their thing. It's like you're auditing them. You're getting in their records. Okay. All right. Let me give you guys this link. That's the link right there. Put it in the chat. If the moderators could also just share the link throughout the live every now and then off that page, I'll much appreciate it. All right, Copper Color Dragon, honor. So we're going to get into more detail, but I'm just going to start off with a recap first of the VAERS system from the CDC website. All right. Let me get back on here. All right. So this is their disclaimer page, and after you go through all that, you click on the I agree. VAERS data search. When you go to VAERS data search, where it says symptoms, you're going to go to VAERS ID, or is it VAERS ID? All right. And okay. Then I click all these boxes. All right. Illness, adverse events after prior vaccinations, medications, time of vaccination, history of, you're going to leave this on all, then down here, you're going to pick where it says vaccine products. You're going to click the COVID-19 vaccine. Mind you, I am going to come back on this after this live and go through every single one of these right here. Every single one of these. Right? So you click the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep going down. It says vaccine manufacturers, all of them. Let me see something here. I don't remember them showing Johnson & Johnson on here. This is how many companies are doing this vaccine. Do you people realize this? I should have did this too. Look at this. Look at this. Now, because Johnson & Johnson has been sued so many times for vaccine injury, and not only for vaccine, not for vaccine injury, for other cancer-causing ingredients that they put in their products, because they've been sued so many times. Now they're using the term Jensen instead of Johnson & Johnson. All right, it's the same freaking peoples. Okay, so they have it here, Janssen. But they don't put Johnson & Johnson on here. They put Janssen. Look at this, Moderna. These are all the companies that is contracted also through the CDC. This entire thing is a conflict of interest. One big corporate push, profit gain. All right. So they're literally business partners investigating each other. You see how crazy that is? Anyway, you keep it on all manufacturers still. This phone is going off. Then where it has state and territory, where it says select location, age, gender. For state and territory, you click on all locations. All right. And then you leave it on all ages, all genders. What the fuck? This is stupid. They gender male, female, and then they have unknown. What is the unknown gender? It's male or female, unless you're a hermaphrodite. Anyway, let's keep going. Again, all of it stays on all. And then when you're coming down here, you're going to put, if you're looking for the COVID-19, you're going to put before January, right? So you click on the Jan, and before January of 2020 is what you'll put, right? And you keep going down because it's we're in the month of March, so it's telling you before January, from January 2020 until March 2021, all right, of this year. So all these options, the top options, will be January. That's what I started off with. All right. Maybe you could go back beyond that to 2019. All right. That's what I started off with. And then same thing here. And the reason why I'm redoing this is to just clean it up a little bit. And again, just added more info onto this. All right. Now, this information is for you to make your own decision in what you think is happening here. Okay? It's not for you to go off of what I say. All right? It's for you to review the information and make your own decision. All right? And the reason I'm doing this because, like I said, Brother American Arawak had posted a video, but the fellow in the video that showed this, he filmed it with his cell phone. So I'm actually on the website, so they can't say that it's misinformation. Oh, it's a trick. It's not real. I'm on the website, and I'm actually filling out the form. Okay? So anyhow they shut this down and talk about misinformation, oh my God. I'm going to have a field day. A field day with them. Because this is coming from their own website. And the reason why I say their own website, because all these companies, even these social media companies and these pharmaceutical corporations, all have dealings with each other. All right? They all have dealings with each other. It's not even funny. Okay. Show totals, show zero values per session. Access time on 10 minutes. Export results now. All right. Now, if you click here on export results, what they'll do is they'll give it to you in a text format where you could download it or you could save it as a PDF, okay, of the entire file. All right. But anywho, and then you click send. And now here we are. Now, bear with me. I don't have my mouse, right? So I'm using the mouse on the computer that's built in. So sometimes it moves a little fast. But here we go. So what this is, the VAERS ID system now is what tracks the mortality rate of the vaccines. Okay, this is a part of what this system does. And as you can see, like I said, they don't give you everything. Now I want you to pay attention to watch the arrow of my mouse. Watch where it's going. Okay, you see this block right here that just popped up? Keep an eye on this. I'm gonna go right back to the top of the page. I'm gonna show y'all that it doesn't even reach half the page. And look how many mortality rates ID numbers pop up of people that died after receiving this vaccine. And it's going by, look. And this is not everything that they posted on the site. They only posted a few and they held back the rest. So you have to request the rest with a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. You see that? See that? This is crazy. See where the block is? It's not even half the page. And some of these patients have extensive reports. Okay. And every week they change this and they claim they update it, even if it was something that they posted already. It's updated. How do you update a death certificate? This is just the results that they made public. Now let's just stop and click on a random one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And let's see what it says. And here goes a file that pops up. This is a 95-year-old female. Now, mind you, they don't put the ethnicity of these people. Okay? They don't put the ethnicity of these people at all on a lot of the ones that I've looked at so far. So 95, she's from Alabama. She was vaccinated on the 15th of January of this year. She died on the 16th of January of this year. And she received one shot from the vaccine. Right? So yesterday when I was going over this, y'all saw that some patients died from one shot from the vaccine. Some died from the second dose. So for all those folks who think that, well, let's put it like this. Everyone now is pushing the Johnson and Johnson vaccine. And the reason why they're pushing it because they're saying, well, it's just one dose. It's not two doses because the other one kills you in two doses. So, we'll do the Johnson & Johnson because it's one dose. But these people are also dying from one dose of the vaccine. You see what I'm saying? So if you're a medical professional that's on television pushing the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and these politicians, because it's only one dose, that is asinine. You understand? That makes no sense whatsoever because it's only one dose. what are the safety guidelines of this, right? What harm, if any, will it do to me? I don't care if it's one dose. Look how many people got vaccine injuries off of one dose of a flu shot or died from the flu shot. One dose. Okay, so this is hers. She passed. All right. And the vaccine that she was given was the Pfizer. She was given the Pfizer and BioNTech vaccine. So here it says she died one day after receiving the vaccine. So she received it on the 15th. She died on the 16th. Okay. The lab data is unknown. The current illness is unknown. Medications at the time of vacation is unknown. History and allergies is unknown. Like nothing of key importance did these people fill in at all. Okay. The dose of what they gave her is unknown. That's the UNK right here. Right. So these are half-assed reports. All right. Was she hospitalized? Yes. Days in the hospital, 1 day. 1 day. Now, if you guys remember the interview that I did with the brother, and I'm going to ask him again if he wants to do another interview on his experience when they told him that he had COVID and how they were treating him. Right? It wasn't good. It wasn't good. And these people are more so dying from bad treatment and from inexperienced staff members. Because remember last year they laid off about 2 million medical workers last year during a pandemic. And this is what I'm trying to explain to people. Do you know what a pandemic is? If you have 100 people that lives in your neighborhood, 80 of them died in about a 2-week span. That's a pandemic. They died. Your whole block just died off, leaving just you and probably the neighborhood dog or cat. That is a pandemic in a matter of days. Okay? That's a pandemic. You can't stop it. It just keeps going. You have not seen that. All right? No one has seen that happen. Now, again, like I'm saying, here you go. They got the dosage unknown. Right? So you don't know how much doses of the vaccine she received, if it was 1, if it was 2, right? Again, the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. There was something I wanted to say and it slipped my mind. Right? So a lot of key details to this has not even been added into the death report. All right? Which is what people just need to pay attention to these things. And again, here again, she was hospitalized 1 day in the hospital. Right? 1 day in the hospital. Now let's go back and go on one more random one. One more random. Let's continue on down the list. All right, let's click on one of these. This is a 63-year-old here. Let's click on this person's stuff. The page has not finished loading. Okay, it's still loading. All right. Okay. I have patience. There we go. Let's finish loading now. Now, here we go. Now, watch. They don't put the age of the person. They said it's a male. State, territory, they put foreign. But where? Where is this person from? They don't even tell you where. They only said foreign. You understand? This person was vaccinated on the 3rd of January 2021, which is what it's saying here. Now, I want to point something out to you guys. This is also something that don't make no sense on their reports. And people, this is why you got to read carefully. So date vaccinated, because I'm not bugging here. Date vaccinated, 2021-01-03. This 2021 is the year. The 01 is the month. The 03 is the date. The date report received is 2021-01-13. So again, the 2021 is the year. The 01 is the month, which is January. And the 13th means the 13th of January. You go down here where it says date died. And you're going to see this in a lot of these reports. It says somebody altered this report. They altered these documents. And they did a bad job at it. Now, the date the person died is 2021. That's the year, which is this year. The 01, which is January. The 01, which is January 1st, 2021, is when this person died. But the date the person was vaccinated was on the 3rd of January. So how could they die 2 days before they received the vaccine? The job of a corporation is to fluff the numbers. That's always the job of any corporation, any business, is to fluff the numbers. Okay? So people might say, what do you mean by that? Like if you worked in Home Depot, you worked in Lowe's, you worked in Walmart, and you're stocking the shelves, you're doing inventory. When it's inventory time, that's coming in. And you're counting the products on the shelves to see how much you sold, how much you didn't sell, you know, if the store made any record sales, how well the store did in numbers. Your job is, if it's lower in one category and it should be higher, is to fluff the numbers to make it seem like it's high. And if it's supposed to be lower in another category, your job is to cut the numbers to make it seem like it's low. Hide merchandise. Hide merchandise in the back. Hide merchandise in other departments' back shelves. Hide merchandise. Ship merchandise out from your store to another brother or sister store so that they can hold it for you until your inventory is over. Then have them ship it back to you after they've done their inventory. Trust. I've worked for these places. This is what happens. Fluff the numbers so that their bonus, the bonus that comes from this, is good. You understand? To the indigenous man and woman, right? You got to understand the key and importance of dominion on land and what they also call sovereignty of a nation. For the citizen, because an indigenous person and a citizen is not the same thing. Okay? For the citizen, you are under the rule of a corporation. All right? The corporation, yes, it was first created to carry on the acts of the people or act on behalf of the people. But somewhere along the line, that all changed and it rules the people. And every day is a contracting situation in the corporation. Right? Every day is a contracting situation where every day is all about contracts. You just don't know it. All interactions that you do on a daily basis with any form of what is supposed to be public servants, is a contract. And the reason why they have to keep you contracting is so that you can stay under their jurisdiction. All right. What does this have to do with this, with the COVID thing? Like I said, like I showed you before, the list of corporations that have made their own vaccine. I say that was probably like 100, almost 50 names on that list? Almost 100, right? Earlier. Those are offshoot corporations that's under the control of one mega corporation because they all have to pay taxes back to who? They all have to pay taxes. Everything good in there? They all have to pay taxes back to one mega corporation, right? And that mega corporation has subsidiaries, which you will call states. Okay? And these states have subsidiaries, which you will call cities. All right? And the city will be in the control of the mayor. The state will be in control of the governor. Right? And their job is to make sure that there's some form of income consistently being pulled in for the corporation. But where is this income going to come from? It has to come from its citizens or the indigenous man and woman who decides that they want to play in the corporate affairs of entities outside of them. Right? So every day is a contract. This is their job. The job of a public servant is to pull in money, funds for the corporation, whatever branch of the corporation that he or she works for. Okay? If you watch and you pay attention to, hold on. Yeah. So when you see, let's just do this. When you see you have more than 300 doctors last year come out and it's telling you about the fraud of this whole COVID thing, but you see that they're silenced. Their Twitters have been shut down. Their Facebooks shut down. And the other day, during the live stream that I did, which is, let me go back to it, right, for you guys. What happened to the flu, right? I believe that's the one that it was. What happened to the flu? I showed you that even these social media companies are partners with the CDC. Partner companies with the CDC, right? Business partners. Conflict of interest. So when anyone that's not in that realm contracted with that corporation, which is the CDC, because the CDC is a corporation, their job is to sell vaccines, buy and sell vaccines, distribute vaccines, and they get paid for that. Okay? When these doctors came out and was given their professional opinion and is letting you know that they were curing people of COVID-like illness. And you have to pay attention because a lot of the references is going to be flu-like illness, COVID-like illness. And that they were curing people by using even just citrus. because it's supposed to cause this massive respiratory damage. And citrus is one of the main things that you use if you have respiratory issues. Even folks who have asthma, you know, I'm not telling folks to go out there and go do these things. I'm just saying, do your research. So you have doctors that have alternative treatment, that they were treating their patients who came in with these COVID-like symptoms, and they had damn near a 99% rate of survival. But they're not being reported on. All you're hearing is all these people that are dying in these hospitals, but you have not seen any COVID funerals because, it's a pandemic. Oh, we can't film the funeral. This is the excuse that they gave you so that there's no proof. There's no filming of, just take our word for it. People are dying. Oh, last month alone, 500,000 people died. This month now is 600,000 people that died. And you ask the average person, how many people in your community count? Could you count 20 people in your community that died of COVID? They can't do it. They can't do it. Cannot. Right? But they want to tell you, oh, don't you think there's something out there killing off people? It's called fluffing the numbers. It's called malpractice. That's what's killing people. Medical malpractice and unfair business practices. Okay. All right. So as we know now that they're pushing the same storyline in the Caribbean. Oh, 200 people died in the whole year, in 4 years. So we're going to need all hands on deck. We're going to need all the nurses to be vaccinated, all the police officers to be vaccinated, because you're called frontline workers. What do you think you're called frontline workers for? You're the first line of the experiment of the vaccine. You're the first line of you're the first experiment members. Because why? You are under a contract to working for these companies, right? These facilities. So they're going to come to their employees. And because they know that you need your job, it's not going to say, well, if you don't take it, we're going to fire you. But they're going to insinuate that, or they're going to put that pressure on you, and you're going to buckle and take that shit. Right? Because some of y'all got y'all children to feed, house to take care of, these things. And while the politicians, them on the news, are saying, well, the numbers have just skyrocketed, but you're sitting in your community like, damn, I know Sean and Yvette, they said that they were sick and they had COVID, right? COVID-like illness, but Sean went to the hospital and he didn't come home, and Yvette stayed home and she self-medicated with the herbs that we know how to use in the islands, and Yvette is fine now. But damn, Sean's funeral is next week and we can't ever go to Sean's funeral because there's a limit of how many people can go to a funeral now. It can't be above 10 people. And you have to social distance while you're going to go to mourn the dead. Right? All right, anyway, let's go into this. Let me pull up some stuff here. We're going to go on the Securities Exchange Commission site again, one more time. Yeah, this is all corporate business. This is all about the corporation. Corporation has nothing to do with the living, breathing man and woman. The corporation only deals with what is identified and defined as corporate property. And if you identify yourself and define yourself as corporate property underneath the guise of a citizen, then they have all right to do what they're doing to you underneath their guidelines. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just letting you know how the real world is and how the world operates, and that these things are not hidden, right? So we're going to go on the Securities Exchange Commission site, and we're going to show you that what they call Jamaica has nothing to do with the island. It's literally a corporation. And every time you call yourself a Jamaican or a citizen of Jamaica, you're saying that you're a property of the corporation because you stopped identifying as your indigenous identity, which is the original people of that land, the primordial bloodline people of that land. All right. Some people say Maroon, some people say Arawak, some people say Indian, some people say all of the above. But once you call yourself with that J, a Jamaican, you're saying that you are property of the corporation. And what is a corporation? Let's go. 1 second, y'all. Before we touch on that, let's go to this. Let me hit the screen share on this for you guys. Right? Let me hit the screen share on this again for you guys to show you it's just all corporate business. Okay? It's all corporate business. This almost slipped my mind just now. Almost slipped my mind. All right. So here you go. And I'm going to drop this link. Okay. Remember, year before last, 2019, 2018, and 2017, they rewrote a whole bunch of these policies, these codes, these laws. They rewrote them to something else. And then the older ones, they put underneath some different codes and statutes. But when you type this in Google, it will come back up on the Corner Law website, right? But if you go on Corner Law and you type it in, chances are it doesn't come up underneath what you see is coming up here, but it's still on the Corner Law website. It's just buried, like I said. But if you call them or you put in a request form, they'll send it to you. But anyway, but this is the link to it right here. So I'm going to give y'all this link. And it's going to go back for those who are longtime followers. You already know this. For those who are new subscribers, this is going to be new to you. So for public law, here, this is, let's go all the way to the top, 28 U.S. Code subsection 3002, definitions. And you go down to 15. Go down to 15, I believe it's 15A, and it tells you here, United States means a federal corporation. Okay? That's the law. That's in the law. It's not a country. It's not a nation. It is a corporation. And if you study the history of the United States corporation, you'll see that it has jurisdiction only over the District of Columbia, 10 square miles for the District of Columbia. What they call in a part of Washington, D.C., where the White House is. So here, United States means a federal corporation. That's the law. That's the law. An agency, department, commission, board, or other entity of the United States or an instrumentality of the United States. Now, someone asked me to look up Newark, Jersey. Right? Because a lot of people have had their cars towed and taken away and are being charged more than what the car is valued to get the car back, their private property. And people are saying how long the line was of people who had this complaint. Because the public servant's job is to pull in funds for the corporation. Okay? The municipalities of Jersey, New York, any state that you're going in, it's a corporation. Matter of fact, before we even do that, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And we're going to go on Etym Online, the etymology dictionary website. All right. Municipal. And then we're going to go into municipality, right? Municipal, of or pertaining to the local government or corporation of a city or town. A corporation of a city or a town? Huh? From the 1540s, from French municipal. All right, all that is irrelevant. But are governed by their own laws from municips, native citizens, inhabitant of a free town. Of a free town. But once you are a citizen under the corporation, contracted with the corporation, you're not free. Okay? You have to get out of those contracts to be considered free. You can't make this stuff up. So all this, when we're out there talking about the boogeyman, and we're talking about these elitist families and they run everything and so the mega corporation. You're living in the mega corporation. Every day you go outside, you're in the mega corporation because you're participating in it. The city hospital, who owns those hospitals that these numbers are skyrocketing at? It's the city hospitals. And then the private hospitals, who owns the private hospitals? The investors of the city hospitals owns those private hospitals. So it is in their best interest to have inflation of casualty happen going on because it brings in more money to them. More money from the insurance company. What insurance you got? Blue Cross Blue Shield? Oh, okay. Oh, you got Aetna? Okay. Y'all got this good insurance, huh? Okay. Let's go. Oh, you got COVID? Oh, yeah. We're going to have to give you this treatment. Oh, yeah. Put him on a ventilator. Oh, that's another $15,000 from the insurance company. Oh, yeah. And hit him with the vaccine. That's $30,000 from the insurance company. All right. Oh, give him around the clock nursing. Oh, yeah. That's another $50,000 from the insurance. And this is what they're doing. Banking off of you. What did I find here? Now, this is what was this? Now, watch this. This is the Securities Exchange Gov Archives. The City of Newark, County of Essex, State of New Jersey. Jurisdiction of incorporation and or organization, New Jersey. It's a corporation. And look what they did. Scroll down here. City of Newark. And it's in all caps. This should let you know it's a corporation. City of Newark, County of Essex, State of New Jersey. 920 Broad Street. City, Newark. State, Province, New Jersey. Boom, boom, boom. There goes the zip code. There goes the phone number. So they're using the law offices at Broad Street as their business address, their mailing address. If you want to get in contact with the city of the city of Newark, okay. State of New Jersey. Newark is a subsidiary under the state. Okay, and that means it's a branch of the state corporation. So when they're saying city hospitals, city workers and state workers, understand what's happening in front of you. This stuff is, in my opinion, rigged. So rigged. Like, I'm going to give you guys this. Let's drop that there. That's why anytime you're ticketed, anytime you're towed, and it goes to these policy offices, departments, it's a tax. It's a tax. They taxed you. And only if you are contracted with the IRS, right? If you are knowingly contracted with the IRS, are you supposed to pay taxes? And it's the IRS that's supposed to tax you, not the policy offices department, no one else. So when they tax you, that's illegal. That's unlawful. So you can get their EIN, the city or the state's EIN number, because they're a business, they're a corporation, they have an EIN, or that policy department offices department EIN, and you could go report it to the IRS that they taxed you. And the ticket and all that is your evidence of a tax. Because to travel, to have your private property, your motor vehicle, your automobile parked even on what they call public streets, and it is your private property, if you don't have no plates, no registration, no nothing on it, it is not supposed to be taken once it's been said and proven that it's your private property. Then what they did was they took a natural right and they converged it into a crime to tax you on it. Then when you go down there, you're going to have to pay the fine that they fined you. Then you're going to have to go pay the tow truck company that's contracted with the policy department, because the tow truck company is a subsidiary of the policy department. Then you have to go down to the DMV to go get this registered and licensed and all these things. Then you got to pay the DMV, which is another corporation which is contracted with the policy department. You understand? Which is contracted with the policy department. And this is how they're all in bed together. They're all in cahoots together. And they rob you every day. And why is it that they do that? Because in 1933, corporations damn near all over the world declared bankruptcy. All right? The United States Incorporated came public, that it's a corporation, in 1871. Okay? 1871 is when they officially made it clear that they're a corporation. All right? And in 1933, they declared bankruptcy. So if the corporation is bankrupt, that goes for all the subsidiaries of the corporation. How are they going to pay off this debt of whomever they owe? They need to tax you. It's not your debt, but they're going to tax you every day. They'll put up toll roads, tolls here. You got to pay a toll to pass here. You got to pay a toll to pass there. You got to pay a toll to pass there. Oh, okay, you just jaywalked. It says don't walk, even though there's not even a car on the road. We're going to ticket you for jaywalking. But you know what? We're going to kidnap you now and put the handcuffs on you also and kidnap you so you can pay more money. You can post bail. Then you got to pay that jaywalking ticket. Then you got to go pay the court fees as well. And all of that goes back into what? The corporation. You understand? And the biggest money gain for corporations are viral outbreaks. And that's the most effective way for them to get you to give up your rights for privileges. We're going to allow you to have 15 people in your bar today. That's not a right. That's a privilege. You've been good. You've behaved yourself. You made sure all these people wore a mask, even though our top doctor said that the mask won't stop anything. Even though the OSHA laws of OSHA says that the masks are really for construction work and for if you're working in the medical field. And that the mask causes oxygen deprivation and respiratory damages if you wear it for too long. Even though it's in the law. But you made sure that these docile people wore these things when they came to your establishment. You've been good. So instead of having 10 people, we're going to upgrade you to 15. And we're going to say that your business is now an essential business. You understand? Now your business is an essential business because you caved. You gave up your rights for privileges so that we could push our communistic system structure over you and rule your business and how you feed your family. Okay? Businesses, policy officers was walking up into stores and writing them tickets. That's not their job. That's not their job. Their job is not to go in a store and write a ticket. You hear the governor of New York, Cuomo, telling businesses, hey, okay, you want to fight back? I'm just going to send. He's just going to send the inspector, the city food inspector for the inspectors that inspects the businesses, the restaurants there, and they're going to find some. He's telling you they're going to find something to shut you down. That's extortion. That's bullying. All that is unlawful. Unlawful. But if you choose to go along with it, it made it legal because you chose a contract with him. You understand? This is why his karma is coming back at him with all these ladies that come out. This is how they destroy men like him. Understand? This is all corporate business. All corporate business. Who's calling me so much? Right? Now, what is the other? No, we'll save that one for lost. Now, just prove a point here. We're going to do a brief reading for Jamaica, yeah? Securities Exchange Act of 1934, Form 18, Form 18 -K. No action in interpretive and or exemptive letter. Government of Jamaica. Response of the Office of International Corporate Finance. This is in May 22, 2002. Division of Corporation Finance. Government of Jamaica. Incoming letter dated May 15th, 2002. Based on the facts presented, this division would raise no objection if the government of Jamaica files with the Commission annual reports on Form 18-K under the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 and amendments to these annual reports on Form 18-K/A, and if the government of Jamaica incorporates by reference such filings into registration statements, including shelf registration statements and related prospectuses filed with the Commission under the Securities Exchange Act of 1933. That's when the corporations declared bankrupt and started taxing the hell out of the people for you to cover their bankruptcy. You understand? Now, let's go back to this. Where is it? I believe it's also on here. Is it this? Let's see. Unless I missed it. Boom, 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 boom. See, New Jersey, New York State Street. Okay. All right. Wait. Where are you? That's Jamaica. That's New Jersey. Prospectus rule. Jersey. Okay. This is for Jersey. 180 million aggregate principal amount, right, of 11.14%. Senior subordinated notes due 2014. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys this also as well, all right? And down here it speaks again of the Securities Exchange Act, all right? And which is, again, they're going off of 1933. And then there's more. I'm going to give you guys all these links here. This, all right? And you guys can just go through these parts for yourselves here. Let me drop this one here in the chat. All right, so y'all click on that one. All those things that I just pulled up will come up. It's all on that link, that one link right there. All right. Now, which other one are we looking for? Where are we? One second, y'all. That's the government of Jamaica. Okay. Okay. We could close these out too. I'll leave that. Now here we go for Jamaica. Let's scroll down. I'm going to give you guys this link too as well. Okay. Let's go back. Let's see. Japan. Okay, here we go. Even the government of Belize is on here. Okay. The Federative Republic of Brazil is on here. You want to know why? Because these are corporations under, when you dig deep into the Securities Exchange, you realize that they're corporations under the United States Incorporated. They're subsidiaries of the U.S. Incorporated. And the U.S. Incorporated is still ran and controlled by Europe, by what they call England or Britain, all right, still under the control of the crown. Okay? So when they supposedly had broke off from the crown, they borrowed money. And the money that they borrowed, they couldn't pay it back. So they declared bankruptcy in 1933, which means they went back underneath the control of the crown and still have to be taxed, crazy tax, to pay back that money, which could never, it's a debt that can never be paid back because interest is on that debt. So they can never pay it off. So you will forever be the spear and shield and the workhorse of the world. Anyway, here's what's interesting with this here. So you have, watch this, how tricky they are. You have government of Jamaica. And then when you come down here, you have Jamaica government of. Now click on it, of government of Jamaica. Let's see. It gives you the file and the film number of their documents, right? Let's see what comes up here. File and date 9/23/2002. All right, accepted 2002, 9/24. Description, auto-generated. Okay, government of Jamaica. And here's a see all company filings. Okay. Also on the Securities Exchange site, sometimes they give you the EIN number of some of these businesses as well. Okay. Anything that's on the Securities Exchange Commission website is a business. It's corporate. It's a corporation. All right, and these are their reports. Registration statement for securities of foreign government and subdivisions. Post-effective amendments of registration statements, prospectus, annual report for foreign governments and political subdivisions. All right. And that is government of Jamaica. And now you could go back to Jamaica government. Let's see what this says. Right? And Jamaica government, the number 8888, foreign governments, state location, L8, state Inc., L8, fiscal year. When they're speaking on fiscal years, those are business terms. You understand? Your quarterly earnings for your business, for your company, right? Office of International Corp, right? Business address. I found it. This is my bad, y'all. This is an inside thing. This is an inside thing. Oh shit. Anyway, business address 30 National Hero Circle, Kingston, 4. Okay. Now watch. Mail-in address 30 National Hero Circle. So when I went on the New Jersey thing, they had their business address and they had their mail-in address. Okay. Right. And there's a list of stuff that they've been doing here. These are their reports. Okay. This is going back up from 2015, coming on up to 2020. Right. You can't make this stuff up. It's right here. It's all right here. Okay. Now, okay. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, you have to know how to deal in this system, public and private. If you're going to do business with them, know how to operate, know how to put on that hat. If you're going to operate in your private, know how to put on that hat. If you're going to operate in the public, know how to wear that hat. Right? Know when to put on a hat and take off a hat. But understand what this whole thing has to do with the whole COVID thing. It's just, this is why you see Bill Gates, who is not a medical professional, can come and tell you that that you're going to take this vaccine and that he's going to get the vaccine made and that the vaccine and can go out there on a campaign streak talking about COVID and this and then run a simulation of COVID 2019 and then 2020 they tell you that there's a COVID outbreak after his 2019 simulation that he ran, because this is all corporate business. It's all it is. It's corporate business. But people are dying. Something out there's killing people, right? Yeah. Malpractice, pollution. Dirty water. The faucet water is hard water. You don't know what hard water is? Go look it up. See that it's a powdery residue that after you done boil out the water that's in the water. So when you're going to go take a shower, you're showering in hard water unless you have some prime time filter for your entire house, where you can filter out them in 99% of that residue that's in that water. Hard water, that's something that they put into the drinking water supply. That causes respiratory damages. It causes asthma. It causes cancer. Because it's all sorts of ailments. Hard water, because it's white powder. that in its liquid form, you cannot see it. But when you boil the water from the pipe, from the faucet, and the water is boiled out completely, you see the powder that's left back in your pot, and it stains your pot. So could you imagine what it's doing to your lungs, what it's doing to your airway, your throat? Could you imagine? But people don't want to pay attention to these things. Then the bottled water companies that you're drinking your bottled water from are also big investors in the pharmaceutical industry. So what's in your drink, your bottled water? You don't want to believe that the world is this cruel? Well, you're going to have to wake up now. Because the majority who are ignorant and the minority who are not ignorant, that is fighting not only for themselves, because when they're fighting for themselves and when they win a case, it affects the majority. So if they fought a case where rights are supposed to be restored on certain things, the majority will have their rights restored. But the majority is so caught up in the illusion that they won't even pay attention to that case. They won't even pay attention to it and go on every day and give away their rights. And not knowing that what they're doing is making life difficult for others who knows their rights, who wants to exercise their rights. It's like I'm watching a lot of these videos and they talk about, oh, she's such a Karen. And I watched one video where the lady didn't want to put on a mask because there's no law that she has to put on a mask. And they wanted to kick her out the place. And people started filming her, calling her a Karen. She's not a Karen. She's telling you that she's sticking to her rights. She's standing up for her rights. She doesn't have, not because you're wearing a mask, don't mean that I have to wear a mask. It's my right not to wear a mask. It's your right to wear a mask if you want to. But because you feel some form of way, why should I have to wear a mask and restrict my airway? Crazy. Crazy. Anywho. All right, y'all. That was about it. About to get up out of here. Did I give you guys this link? Let me make sure that I give you guys this link. Oh, also don't forget, to check out, the podcast as well. Like I said, we have new uploads that's coming for the podcast that we're going to upload on the podcast. This right here will also be one that's going to be uploaded on the podcast. But we have new recordings that's coming for the podcast as well that we're going to upload. So here's the link for the podcast here. Okay. If y'all hear some noise in the background, that's my heat just started coming up. It whistles. Yeah. But I'm wrapping it right now. All right. So don't forget, be a part of our podcast. Share the podcast link. Push it. Where the whole idea is to build this podcast to where we could just do our lives from the podcast and drop most of our stuff from the podcast. And the podcast will be merged with the media site as well. So we'll be able to push like videos and stuff on the media site. So, so I thank those who have supported. I thank you all. What you have put towards have went into the podcast, had went into these sites, and is continuing to do so. And we are building. And as you guys can see, we're building, and we are coming along, and everything will be full circle. Most high willing real soon. But I'm not in a rush, not rushing it. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen. We just got to continue putting in the work and making sure that, we grow and we build, right? Self-sufficiency of our media is important, right? So, yeah. With that being said, I say thank you all. Peace, love, light to you all. And stay safe, everyone. She ain't Carrie Carpenter. Oh, Markia, hey. All right, I'm out of here now.